I am finally recording, and I am playing this music. Well, hi there. Happy Thursday. It is February the 6th, 2020, and I'm Eric, talking at you once again from beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where if you're planning on going viral, you don't understand the meaning of planning or going viral.
kind of missing the mark there, aren't you?
Just calling a spade a spade. How's it going, Gordon?
I'm doing all right, my friend. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm glad I chose that instrumental version of that song. It made me happy. Welcome everybody to What If We're Right? The number one Canadian podcast as voted for by me earlier today.
I love when you vote.
Want to say hi, of course, to Mike at Pit Lane Parlay at the beginning of race season. You can listen to Pit Lane Parlay on Apple Podcasts and then give those guys whatever kind of a review you think they deserve. There's a whole bunch of stars beside their name. You just go ahead and pick one. And, of course, a big shout out to Alex and Tom, my two best friends in America and across the Atlantic, starting their new podcast network sort of adventure with some of the greatest cover art I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's true. They're fucking nailing it.
But they host Thor's Kin and a couple other podcasts on Podbean, and they're fantastic and funny. And I actually like their bar fight thing. It's pretty good.
It's
and
a
of
lot
course,
fun.
My friends at the Thanks for Watching podcast, thanks for following me on the Instagram. If you kids want to follow me and Gord's Wacky Adventures on the Instagram, it's Eric and Gord. And on the Twitter, we're Eric_Gord. And on the Facebook, we're Eric and Gord Show. And on the World Wide Web, we are ericandgord.world. And that's a neat little streamlined site. No bullshit website. Just cuts to the chase and tells you everything you need to know about this great podcast. And gives you an opportunity to leave up to a 5-minute voice message if you don't want to call us tonight and be a part of the show. Which you can do right now. 604-655-9630. Because we are live on Spreaker.com. Now, Gordon and everybody else, I know if you go to that website, you're going to be like, oh my God, where's all of Eric's usual shit? Usually he crowds up all the fucking websites with a bunch of his own personal stupid shit. Well, I didn't do that this time. It's just a strictly Eric and Gord website. But if you're missing all that stuff, you can go to ericandshit.design.
Of course.
And you can find Eric and shit there. That's my new personal website.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Hi to Queenie at CQP Moments. Whoever he is, fucking give me his number and I will punch him right in the face. I'm just saying, Queenie, you need some help. I will punch a guy in the face who's ever making you post all that shit.
We find him and take him down.
Exactly. Okay, let's get on with it. anybody who doesn't want to chat and doesn't feel like calling or being a part of the show or going to our website and leaving a voice message, you can always email the show at trumpisasackofshit@outlook.com. Whatever. I don't even care. I'm so done with that whole story. I hope they do vote for him. They fucking deserve him.
That they do.
Whenever I hear anything now, it's kind of like all this news about, like, yeah, it's like someone phoning, like an old friend from high school phones, and he's like, "Hey, Gord, you remember that fat chick in high school? Yeah, she put on some weight." Yeah, good, great.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Appreciate the call. I'm sick of it. One thing that you are going to absolutely love, because I know you've been very vocal about how much you enjoy no-fault insurance. And what a great thing that is for your province. Starting next year, BC is switching to no-fault insurance.
Why? Their insurance companies are, well, BC Insurance is making a fortune as it is. Why would they want to change that up?
They are losing a tremendous amount of money in legal fees, lawyers' costs and stuff, because they have to go to court every time someone gets a nick in their fender, and lawyers are expensive. So they're saying it'll save the average driver up to 20% on their yearly insurance rates. The really funny thing was, it was David Eby announcing it, and he looked, I think he might have been wearing the same suit that he was wearing in 2018 when he announced that BC absolutely wasn't considering going to no-fault insurance.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like it looks like they just dubbed over the same video. He's like, "We are not even entertaining the notion of no-fault insurance." And then today he's like, "We're totally doing that. I just lied."
Oh my God.
We are. Suck it, BC. I don't like it. It opens the door to a lot of questions about what happens to pedestrians, because it takes away your right to sue. And I don't like that.
Which is true, but see, the real big issue is the fact that now, because of no-fault insurance, and I'm not sure how it works this way, but because of no-fault insurance, basically how it works is, even if you have a good, perfect driving record, your rates will go up because somebody got into an accident.
Yeah.
That's the way it works now in Ontario. So no matter what, your rates go up. For some people, it jumps. Like, I've been watching people posting about this for a couple of years now, and like their rates have gone up. Like, my insurance just went up. I've got, I had a speeding ticket 15 years ago. I've never had a car accident. Speeding ticket is the only infraction I've ever had, and my insurance this year has gone up by $350 for the year.
Yeah. It was it was explained that mostly young drivers, new drivers, are going to get fucked. Everybody else will be okay. Yeah. It'll pretty much go down for everyone else. And then, like, new drivers are going to get screwed completely. So that's always fun.
Wow.
I just thought you'd really get a kick out of that. It's a horrible model. I don't like it. And I don't like having a flat rate for an injury. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, again, the whole point of it, the whole point of no-fault insurance on its core makes no sense. A drunk driver slams into my car, and yet my insurance goes up because of it.
Yeah. Now, in that scenario, if he gets convicted of a crime like drunk driving or whatever, then you're allowed to sue.
Well, yeah, but then again, what's the cost of suing versus how much you actually get? and everything else, and how many years is it going to take to go through the system to be able to do it all?
Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare. And you
Yeah.
don't know what you're going to get for your injury because there's just a flat rate for it now. So if they decide like a broken back is worth $100, then that's what you get.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how long it takes you to recover or the treatment you need or the prescriptions you need. You get whatever they say you get, and that's the end of the conversation.
Oh my God. Fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of the Canadian way. It's what we did to the veterans, too. We took away their pension and we gave them a flat rate and said, look, you get this big lump sum, and that's what you get.
Yeah. Sadly.
I don't like it. I don't like the BC government. Well, that's no secret. We used to talk about that all the time. But lately, there's been so much going on south of the border that we just haven't had a chance to bring it home and talk about what's going on at home. So I thought tonight I'd bring it back to the good old days and talk a little bit about what's going on in BC. Pipelines are getting built.
And just in time, because they just had a train derailment in fucking Alberta.
Yeah,
with
isn't that funny?
With a bunch of oil on it, and a whole village had to be evacuated. Yeah, there's a giant fire. Like 12 cars went off the road. Big fire. 31 of the 104 cars derailed, and a dozen caught fire. All filled with crude oil.
And they were all just filled with marshmallows. It doesn't matter what they're filled with. The trains always blow up. They're kind of like a mole man's car on The Simpsons.
It just doesn't matter. Just stops at a stop sign.
Yeah, that's. I think there can't be any misconception anymore in this country that trains are safe. I think that big one in Lake Mégantic, Quebec, should have tipped everybody off, but if not, then there's a whole bunch more since then.
Mm-hmm.
And First Nations groups are being pushed off the land right now, as a matter of fact. RCMP are moving in and just throwing people out. And apparently they've arrested journalists and just, like, stuck them in the back of cop cars without charges. Just so journalists can't see how they're treating these First Nations people. That's, of course, one side of the story, but I don't know.
Tom Luke, God, I hate people's last names. Luki, Quisky, I don't know, whatever. Tom,
close enough.
He's a member of parliament. Yeah, he's a member of the parliament in the area where it happened. He says that to have two major train derailments that are incredibly serious is something that is almost incomprehensible. I'm not a big believer in coincidence, but this seems to be that it's a bit more than just coincidence.
Really?
So he's actually thinking it's something else.
I think it's something else, too. I think it's really horribly managed rail yards with a bunch of overpaid fucking idiots who don't do their jobs, and they don't do the safety precautions on trains that are necessary.
Yep.
And it's an industry that expects something like that to still rely on a fucking handbrake. Why can't we come up with something better than a handbrake for these fucking things? So yeah, it is something more than coincidence. If you think it's some kind of conspiracy, go eat a bullet, because it's just not. We can't even do conspiracies in Canada. We don't even have enough people for a decent conspiracy.
We're too busy getting drunk and high to have a conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking arguing about who owns Tim Hortons and where the fuck Harry and Meghan are going to go. Is it my phone? No, it's not my phone that's doing that sound. Yeah, so no, it's not some big. It does seem kind of coincidental in this era of pro pipeline shift that we're going in, but I don't think there's anything conspiracy wise about it. It does help my side look really good though.
Oh, that definitely does.
Which is just a good thing around the world. We can start shipping natural gas. It's not just for oil. I mean, we can start shipping natural gas